For today's episode, I took to Twitter and I asked junior developers if they have any questions that I can answer. Now, all of the advice I give you is super biased from to my experience, so feel free to ignore all of it. All right. I only have 10 minutes today, so I'm going to try to answer a few questions and then I promise I'll make another part. All right. Welcome to Dear Junior Developers Part 1. What advice would you like to give to a junior dev to make the process of learning fun for them, and how can they start helping the community? All right, the best way to make learning fun is to build stuff that you want to use, right? So that's step one. The other is try to look at code of the tools or libraries you're already using and try to see if you can improve a few things. Step three, share what you learn. This is the most underrated advice. So teaching is nature's way of letting you know how sloppy your thinking is. I stole this from Ashley Williams. She's awesome. All right, question two. For a front end specific role, is it necessary to be good at data structures and algorithms? I'm wondering what to learn next. Should I learn GraphQL, ReasonML, or go deeper into the React ecosystem? All right. First of all, let me give you good news. You don't need to be really good at data structures or algorithms for your front end job. And most companies wouldn't hold it against you in the interview as well. But it's always good to know a little about all of the subjects around it. I'll get into that a little more. Let's first talk about what should you learn. So I can't tell you what you should learn, right? You should learn what's interesting to you. How I try to do this is if there is something that I want to build, but I don't have the skills to build it yet, I start there. I try to learn those things because that keeps me motivated because there's like end goal. And the other thing I can tell you is think of it this way. You want to be really good at one thing, right? There's like one specific thing that you want to really master, and then there are like multiple different things that you want to be kind of good at, like you should at least know about it, right? And this is what that looks like. So you want to master one skill, right? For me, what never mind. For me, this is like the React JavaScript ecosystem, right? I want to be really good at it, and then there are like parallel skills that always help you get better in your own job. So things like data structures, design, product, databases, API design, all of those things. So you want to be like a T-shaped person, and that's the best model I know how to do this. Okay, question three. How should one calculate her or his own growth, which can help in motivating themselves? Whoa, okay. That's like a really, really good question and really tricky because everyone's different. What I can say is if you know more things than you did 3 months ago, or if you're building better things than you were 3 months ago, then you're growing, right? Keep at it. And please, for your own mental health, don't try to compare with others or their path because you don't know their story. Your life and their life are very different. In addition to that, think of how you used to learn in school or college. You had these like defined semesters where you would take like 6 courses, and then at the end of it, you would say that you have learned this course, right? And I've been trying to do this where I say this is what I want a semester of my life to look like, and at the end of it, I'm going to see if I actually learned those things, how much did I learn, and do I need to retake some of those courses. I'm not saying it's the best way, but it's one of the ways that we're familiar with and it feels easy to follow. I had a question: how can a fresher get a job in a product-based company like ABC? Oof. Okay. Freshers, it's like surprisingly difficult for freshers to get a good job, and the things I can tell you is you need to be good at your stuff. So, for example, if you're looking for a backend developer job, then you should be good at your data structures and your databases and your API design. If you're looking at like a front end job, then your JavaScript basics should be really good, and you should know at least like one framework, so like React, Angular, whatever you like. And that's So just knowing those things is not enough. You should also be able to show people that you're good at it. So having a few projects either at internships or just by building your own, like if you're into backend, then build a recommendation engine. If you're on front end, build a social networking site. And these kind of projects are really good way to showcase that you know what you're talking about. The third thing over here is that it's always easier to find a job by like getting a referral instead of applying through the job portal or the HR chain. So so if you know someone who already works at a good company and knows you, ask them to refer you. And if you don't know anyone, then go to meetups, share what you've learned, talk to people, and basically ask them, like there would be people who like what you're doing, ask them to refer you. All right, question number 5, and this is the last question I will take today. I'm sorry about this rushed episode. I'm a little busy. Do you have to give up on your personal life to make the transition to senior dev in top product companies, and how do you do that? I really want to say no to this question, but I'm not the right person to answer this because I used to work a lot in the first 2 years of my career, and but as I've gained more experience, I've learned to optimize for work that matters, right? So you want to do 4 hours of impactful work instead of doing 8 hours of grunt work or hitting your head against the wall. Right? So that's the advice I can give you. All right. I'm sorry we're out of time. I promise I'll make a part 2 of this tomorrow. There are like some really, really good questions that need a little more time. So, all right. I will see you tomorrow. Bye bye.